Man, once again, though, they got to update to where it's like we can choose what type of vibe we want to have when we come on to our podcast, our live show, or whatever, because it's just always so like,
I got to figure out how to do that countdown thing because we can add our own countdown. I just need to figure out how to do it.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, we have to create it, but we gotta. So that's something I work on in the next 2 weeks. I get us a new countdown.
That's new information. But with that being said, welcome everybody to another episode of the Don't Cancel Me podcast. I am Vino Flight.
I am Petrie Perfect. How about them Texans, baby?
Texans is up. It's up, man. It's up. As you can see.
How about them Texans, baby?
As you can see, we finally gone live since the Texans have acquired Stephon Diggs. The Texans, have made nothing but big splashes since the end of the season, man. And they already had a great season last year with their rookie quarterback and C.J. Stroud, rookie head coach. It's just amazing for the Texans right now, man.
So awesome. This is an awesome time. It's an awesome moment to be a Houston Texan, man. We've been rocking since we was trash. Had to hear people tell us that we was trash.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody like, hey, Real, how do I get season tickets? Oh, now y'all want season tickets. Huh? Okay. All right, now. Y'all want to spend some money. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Y'all want to be there for the show.
Yeah, y'all should have got them when they was on flea market specials. Now y'all want to spend some money. Okay. All right. I got my season on, boy. I'm there all season next year. You got to come to a game next year, Flight.
I got to. No, I got to.
Out. We need to pick it in May. So you can come on down. We already know
the schedule come out in May.
Anticipating the second week of May, yes.
Okay,
so we're less than 8 weeks, for 6 to 7 weeks from the schedule.
No, as soon as that happens, I'm definitely gonna pick out a game, and I'm put it in the calendar to make sure that I'm in the A so I can go because I got to get to the Texans game. I'm about to say I haven't been to a football game. I have, but
and shout out to the Texans. I bought all this stuff at they sale. So shout out to I bought the chain from Academy, but shout out all the other stuff I bought at they sale. So shout out to the Texans for having a sale for us poor people.
Wait, for us poor people.
Somebody said, with your season tickets, did they give you something? Do they give you they said, did you get that shirt with your season tickets? How cool is that for them to give you a shirt? I said, I paid $3,000 for tickets. The least they can give me is a shirt.
That's the least they can do.
That's the least. What you mean? That's so nice of them.
You better give me a damn. All right. So let me ask you this: is there any perks for longevity of being a season ticket holder? Like they
people that's years and years and years in.
Yeah, do they change your season closer? Do you get any perks?
I'll say this. I'm gonna go here because you probably can't see it, but so the red box is the box I got this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so the blue box is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that one last year. So I mean, I guess you keep getting these boxes, and this is where all your gifts come in at.
Got you.
So yeah. It's I mean, I guess that you just keep getting gifts every year. I get t-shirts and you get to pick. They'll give you 2 or 3 items you can choose from, and then you just pick what you want. So I always tend to pick clothes. I think last year they was that jacket I got, the red and the jacket with the red sleeves. It was either that or a clipboard. I was like, who would pick a clipboard over
a jacket or a clipboard? Do you think they did that?
I might be over exaggerating, but something like that.
Oh,
some people because they was like, I remember I went to the game. Somebody oh man, I should have got the jacket. Well, I know you don't make good decisions. I don't even need to know anything about you. I know you don't make wise decisions.
Should have got the jacket.
Clipboard.
All right, clipboard. Jay Horn, what's going down?
What's good, everybody? Come on now in the chat now. We got 7 people watching. Hey, shout out to Twitter. Shout out to X. I don't know if I told you this, we live on Twitter right now too.
We are.
We are live on Twitter, brother. I checked it right when we went live. It is working. We are live on Twitter at the moment. You want to check it out? Yeah, we are live on Twitter too. So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If you we got 7 people watching, that's dope. If you want to be a part of the family, if you like what you're gonna hear today, I promise you're gonna have a good time. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you're on Twitter, go ahead and like the Twitter page, but also go to YouTube, type in Don't Cancel Me, where it's just where we normally go live. So we're experimenting with this Twitter today. But if you want to be able to not miss out on anything going forward, make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube page at Don't Cancel Me Podcast. You see the logo, you will find it. It ain't that many people that got the name that we do. So So yeah. How's it look to you?
It looks damn good.
Yeah, I seen that. I guess it's new because when I went to go live, it was featured, and I'd never seen it before. So shout out to Twitter, shout out to Restream for that.
That's dope. I didn't even know this was possible. To be honest with you, I thought you had to pay for it.
Hey, listen, brother.
Hey, man.
Hey,
we made it.
Melodies from heaven rain down on me. Okay, let me stop. Oh. Hey, so this weekend was crazy.
Yeah. Talk to me, bro.
And this weekend, there's a lot of stuff that happened.
It was a fun-filled weekend for sure.
And first off, we want to apologize for not being here last week.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't even matter because we missed the whole week, and it seemed like everything that we're talking about today is happened over the weekend.
Yeah, it didn't happen during the time we needed to happen for last
right. So one of the biggest things that happened over the weekend, of course, was the women's college basketball. Mm-hmm. And so I want to go back to Friday.
Yes, let's do that.
I want to go back to Friday when they had the Final Four. So we had South Carolina versus North Carolina State, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, North Carolina State. And then you had Caitlin Clark in Iowa versus UConn and Paige Buckets.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, that game had the 8:00 game, and it was an awesome game. Of course, controversial call at the end of that game.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Flight, we discussed it. What was your take on that call? Your quick take on that call on Friday night? For those who don't know, it was a moving screen call on a potential game winner by Paige Buckets. So, what was your take on that call?
So like we talked about, I'm impartial about it, right? Because Aaliyah Edwards, she moved. Like it's not a disagreement. It's not up for discussion. She moved. Now, do you call that at the end of the game? I don't know, because how many times was she setting screens and doing the same thing? It wasn't like it was super like she was meaning to do it. It wasn't egregious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a quick, like, boom, I'm gonna get a piece of her and I'm rolling to the basket. She did that the entire game. So I don't feel like that's something that should have been called to end the game, because I'm sure she did that the entire game. I'm sure she did that in tournament games before. I'm sure she did that in the conference tournament. I'm sure she did that all season. I'm sure she's done that her entire career. And one thing that I saw that I felt like was a very good point was they said they compared it to holding in football. And how many times do players get away with holding in football? I mean, it's the same thing in basketball. How many times do players get away with moving screens? How many times do players get away with travels? How many times do players get away with carrying? Like, it's a lot of things that that players get away with, but the referees, you have to be consistent. If you're not consistently calling moving screens, don't call it on a play that could potentially like mean a season, I guess. Like, it's now on the other end of it, there could have been like something different. Like, you knew that everybody was going to go to Paige Buckets. Gino could have had Aaliyah Edwards slip to the basket instead of actually trying to get a piece of Gabby Edwards. You have her slip to the basket. Now you avoid any type of potential call for a moving screen. Now you use Paige Buckets as a decoy, and you got Aaliyah Edwards, who is going to be a top 5 pick or top 10 pick, one of the two. She'll be able to go and get a bucket, and you still win the game. So I don't know, man. I think that's a terrible way to end the game, but at the same time, it wasn't a illegal screen. She did move. So
yeah, and I'll pick up right there where you dropped off. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. If you tuning in, we're talking about the controversial call on Friday night between the controversial call in the game between UConn and Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah, Iowa.
Yeah.
I don't know why we want to say Indiana, but anyways. So my quick take is before we move on to the real GOAT, Don Staley.
Mm-hmm.
My take is that you are absolutely right. It was a call. I don't really know the logistics of it, and that holding is a good example because it really relates to football, and I can understand that. Just like in the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, when Bradbury got called for holding, There was they like, you don't call that right then and there, even though that one was he was holding.
He was
that was more egregious than what
we saw with Aaliyah Edwards.
Correct.
Yeah.
So in a sport that's up and coming, in a sport, what do we love about sports? We love moments. We love moments. You know, where were you when Deshaun Jackson ran the football when they kicked the New York Giants kicked the ball off with 10 seconds or something to go in the game and Deshaun Jackson takes it to the house? Where were you when Tom Brady scores a touchdown after coming back from 28-3? You know where you were. Devin Hester opening up the Super Bowl. Kyrie Irving hitting a shot over Klay Thompson on Christmas Day. LeBron James with the block heard around the world. Sports are made by moments. But you notice, I'm sure there were some women moments in life, but right now, when the sport is at its hottest, you robbed us of a potential moment that could have helped elevate the sport. Because now, if Paige Buckets hit that shot, she just knocked off Caitlin Clark,
who's arguing. And you can't, like, not to cut you off, but it's like, we can't downplay that either, because it's like, to your point, sports are about moments. Not only is there was a narrative, very, very, very small narrative that I believe should have gained a little bit more traction, but there's a narrative that Paige Buchers is the best women's college basketball player.
Paige Buckets.
At the time. Paige Buckets, yes. At the time, right now, she is the greatest. Like, she's better than Caitlin Clark.
So which I'm
saying, like, I agree. Like, that potentially could have knocked off somebody who's arguably the greatest women's college basketball player, and you can even throw a college basketball player, men and women, to play the game. She could have knocked them off.
Right. And that exactly is where I was gonna make it actually a deeper point than what you just said too, because now you have this woman who just hit a game-winning shot in a championship environment, who is coming back.
Yeah.
She's not going to the WNBA.
She's not going to the W. She's coming back.
So now your sport has someone who can carry it for next year, because this is the girl who was supposed to, like everything that you just said, who was supposed to be the one, but injuries derailed her. And now she comes back in a comeback story of the year and hit the game-winning shot on the team of the girl who they claiming to be the greatest of all time. It doesn't matter, Flight. Why? Because you call it a ticky-tack foul.
You call it a moving screen.
You call it ticky-tack foul. So that's where I was upset. As someone who was invested in the game, I was watching the game. I watched the game from start to finish. And I was invested in it. And I remember, I think I put in the chat, oh, y'all, Paige Buckets is about to hit. She about to win this mug.
No, yeah.
And then when you get the ball, whoa, she didn't even get the shot off. So she could have missed it, and we could still be having, and life could still be happening the same way it is. But I'm gonna end it on this as I move on to Don Staley. I seen a tweet and I retweeted it, and it said, if she would have hit that shot, nobody would have said she shouldn't have got that shot off because of an illegal screen.
If she would have hit the shot,
and so if she would have got the ball and hit the shot, no, there would have been not a soul saying, "Oh, but they should have called that moving screen."
No, yeah, 1,000%.
There would have been nobody.
That's always how it goes. It's always how it goes, right? Before we go on to Louis Vuitton Don, because I definitely want to talk about.
I like that better.
I definitely want to talk about Louis Vuitton Don.
Speaking of, she won Louis V on Friday night too. That's what we call that.
On Friday night and Sunday, she got to wear Louis V.
No, that was Louis she had on.
She had on some type of Louis. I saw something that.
Okay, I didn't know that was Louis. Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think the jacket was Louis. She had on something that was Louis under.
Gotcha.
But I do want to shout out for that play, because this goes something deeper for me, being like obviously loving basketball. Shout out to Gabby Edwards for drawing that foul, because a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, ticky-tack foul." Gabby Edwards drew the hell out of that. She made the refs call it. She baited the refs into that, which I think was amazing, because I saw her do that a lot against South Carolina. I saw her do that against West Virginia, and then I seen her do that like basically the last 2 seasons she's played that I've seen her play at Iowa. She's been there obviously for 5, but she's very good defensively, and she's very good at getting the refs to make that call. And she drew that call, and she tried to do it in the championship game. Obviously, it's a championship game. They wasn't really getting that call. And obviously, Louis Vuitton Don got her players very disciplined to make sure that they don't get fouls on silly things like that. But Gabby Edwards is very good defensively, and she definitely drew that foul. So I do want to give credit to where credit is due on her part. But yeah, on to the real GOAT.
Yeah,
no disrespect to Caitlin Clark, but on to the real GOAT.
So shout out to Dawn Staley. And Louis, it's hard not to like Dawn Staley. Really I didn't really know much. I'm come on, I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna lie to we got 25 people watching. Shout out to everybody that's in here watching right now.
Shout out to everybody.
I'm gonna for y'all that's just getting to know me, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. I did not know much about Dawn Staley before this run that she went on and everything. And so to learn, I found out she was on Martin.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that was Dawn Staley.
All the times you watched Martin,
I know the episode like the back of my hand. I guess I just never realized that was
Dawn Staley.
Dawn Staley. Mm-hmm. I love when I see stuff like this. Like, oh,
but yeah, that's cool. Right.
But shout out to South Carolina Gamecocks, man, for what they did, and shout out to Raven Johnson and Camilla Cardoso and the freshmen Pow and was it Tessa Johnson?
Pow is a senior.
Oh, I thought Pow was a freshman.
She transferred from Oregon, I believe.
So the other freshman was Fieldworthy. I'm sorry,
Malaysia Fulwiley.
Fulwiley, thank you. I said Fulworthy. Fulwiley. So okay, I thought Pow was the freshman. Okay,
nah, Pow is a senior, and she's actually so. She walked out. One of my friends told me this. She walked out on senior day, but she's actually coming back for her 5th year because she got a COVID year.
So she's coming back next season.
She's coming back next season.
So next season is Tessa Johnson, Fulwiley, Pow.
What's the Chloe Kitts. She's gonna be a junior next year.
So they're gonna
Bree Hall gonna be a senior. Everybody is coming back, bro. Majority everybody on that team is coming back.
Do you
outside of Cardoso?
So do you think that Dawn Staley has cemented herself as the greatest women's basketball coach of all time?
No, she's one of the greatest.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you why. First off, she's one of the greatest without a doubt. 109 and 3 in 3 years is crazy. 2 championships out of those 3 years.
Probably should have won last year too.
She could have won last year, but once again, I would give them fits. And South Carolina didn't really have shooters like they do now, like Tessa Johnson, Fulwiley. I mean, getting Tessa Johnson because she can shoot the ball, and then getting I want to say it's Tahina. I hope it's Tahina. But Pow out of the transfer portal. Now you got 2 shooters. Right. And you basically just eliminated the problem that you had last year against Iowa. Like when you have somebody sitting all the way in the paint on your point guard, it's a problem. Like at least like Raven Johnson didn't really shoot the ball well in the championship game, but the fact is she shot it. Right. So now you have to respect it. You know,
that's when she.
Yeah, when she do like now Raven Johnson is shooting the ball now, so you have to respect it. But going and get 2 shooters. And you eliminated the problem as to why you lost last season to Iowa. I mean, it just worked out, man.
And shout out to Dawn Staley for being a coach that has been playing these. As I'm listening to the commentators, this is where I'm getting my knowledge from right now. But shout out to Dawn Staley for not being afraid to play the freshmen in those pivotal moments and not just giving them minutes when it's a blowout or something like that, playing them in key moments so that when she needed them, because Caitlin got off to a hot start. I mean,
18 in the first quarter.
18. How many she had?
She had 18 in the first quarter.
So she had 18 points in the first quarter, and then they made the adjustment, which I don't understand why LSU didn't do this, but they made the adjustment to put Raven Johnson on her, where she ended up only scoring 11 points, and 6 of those was free throws.
Well, Raven Johnson was on her.
Not in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, she was on her, but Iowa had a lot of things to where they caused the switch. But then they changed it up, and Raven Johnson started no catching. That was the difference.
Explain no catching for all the viewers.
So no catching is basically just making sure that like you're there. You're basically only worried about your person.
You fight through the screen.
Like
but you go over the
screen. No. This is before anything happens. Like you score a bucket. As soon as you score a bucket, you're looking for that person.
Got it.
I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm not helping. Okay. I'm worried about her. She doesn't catch the ball. And if she's going to try and catch the ball, I'm going to make her work for it. That's what she did in the second quarter.
What's the phrase you used again?
No catch.
No. So it's
basically
not even gonna touch the ball.
Yeah. That's the game that you're playing. That's the game plan on Caitlin
Okay,
Clark.
JJ Redick, I see you.
Yeah, man, listen. When we get into basketball, like I may not know like the higher terminology as obviously the pros, but I get a gist of what they said, and then I'll go to a rabbit hole for sure. But yeah, that's the whole thing.
I didn't know that. That's
the whole thing that you want to do with Caitlin Clark is that if she touches the rock, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. But the thing is what I want, like, I'm gonna credit, and I'm gonna go back to the round of 32. Now everybody talks about how well how good
West
defense
Virginia round must be.
Huh?
It's the West Virginia round that you
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Everybody want to talk about how UConn played great defense and South Carolina obviously played great defense. West Virginia started all of this. West Virginia probably played the best defense that Caitlin Clark has ever seen, which Caitlin Clark admitted to it. West Virginia literally started the whole no catch. They made sure they applied pressure to her because you got to touch her, make her feel uncomfortable. And even though she still dropped 30, it's all about how you get to that 30. Everybody just looks at the points and be like, oh man, that defense wasn't good. She still had 30. It's not about that. Caitlin Clark averages 31 a game. So of course she's going to get her average. That's what she averages. It's all about how she's going to get to it. And West Virginia did a great job at that. Obviously, UConn did a great job at that. And then, of course, South Carolina did a great job. The difference is with Iowa and UConn, or not Iowa and UConn, with West Virginia, they couldn't hit a basket. They had a lot of open looks that they didn't capitalize on. And then, it probably was a little lopsided as far as free throws. And then UConn, you have that moving screen. So Iowa barely got away, but it's not going to happen 3 times in a row.
Correct.
So, I mean,
but like I said, it comes down to coaching. That's all that you're talking about had to come from the GOAT herself. Well, one of the GOATs herself, Dawn Staley. So, shout out to her for. I love to see the atmosphere in practice. So something interesting I've seen about practice. I've seen Dawn Staley that everybody get rings. So they got these guys. What do they? I forgot what they're called.
They call them the highlighters, but it's basically their scout team.
Okay, so the highlighters, and it's a group of young men who wear highlighter shirts. For those who don't know, they wear highlighter shirts and they scrimmage, and they're the practice squad for the girls and getting them ready. And so she made a Facebook post, or I don't know if she said it. I don't know if it was a comment, and it was
it was something that happened before. It was an interview that happened before they went to Paris, I believe, before the season, like at the beginning of the season. And the ESPN was there for practice. It was open practice. Okay. And they interviewed Dawn Staley asking who was out there, and she told them, and she's like, if we win, they get rings.
And so shout out to them young men out there. They got a story to tell their grandkids and kids.
1,000%.
One day. So shout out to Dawn Staley. Shout out to the South Carolina Gamecocks. Shout out to women's basketball. It sucks that the draft is next week. Golly, you can't even have no time to rest.
Just think about all of these women, right? Like I always felt like how are you doing this? So, like, for example, like Caitlin Clark and Camila Cardoso, they just played in the biggest games of their career. Obviously, one won, one lost. Now they have to get ready for the draft. And on top of that, for Caitlin Clark, obviously, the season starts 3 weeks after the draft.
That's what I was about to ask. Okay.
Yeah, the season starts like 3 weeks after the draft. Then for Caitlin Clark, not only is she getting ready for her rookie season in the W, she also got invited for Team USA. So she's dealing with all of this while she's playing in her last few games of her career, which it's got to be tough, right? Like you're already getting all of the media attention. You can't go nowhere. You're trying to lock in and get the ultimate goal of winning the championship. You're breaking records left and right. Now you know that now you got to get ready for the draft because the draft happens literally right after your season is over with. You get the call that you're going to be on the USA roster. Like you start your professional career 3 weeks after you get drafted. Like that's insane. Like the time for women, it moves quickly. Like
that is a little insane. But
it's insane to me.
But they'll be ready. I think she'll be ready for it. She'll embrace it. It's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see Caitlin play. The beautiful thing about it for us is selfishly as fans that we only got to wait a couple weeks to see her play again. So, and to play, at the professional level, which is going to be a lot of fun to see Caitlin. We get to basically see her play college and we get to see her senior and her rookie year in a matter of a year. And I think that's going to be pretty pretty awesome. As selfishly as a fan, not for her, it sucks, but selfishly, it's gonna be fun.
I did see something about the Aces are moving to T-Mobile Arena for their game against Indiana because obviously Caitlin Clark is going to go number one. If Indiana Fever don't select Caitlin Clark as number one, it's going to be the biggest, the stupidest move in sports history. But she's probably going to go number one, or probably she is going to go number one. And when the Fever go and play Las Vegas, they're moving to T-Mobile Arena because their regular arena has 12,000 seats. T-Mobile says 20,000. That's how many people they're anticipating to be there for her rookie season. Mike, don't do this. Stop trying to be different, bro. Like, you see now, like, remember how we was talking earlier about the Bucks and their head coach and how it made you mad? When I see people say she's overrated, that gets me upset. Because how can you
before the show, y'all?
How can you be overrated when you literally have broken every single record? You've done everything that you possibly could. You've lit up every single team. You're going to say she's overrated?
Hold on, Flight. Hold on. Shout out to TJ right now. Great show. He said they got us live in the bar in Atlanta, kid. That's live.
That's lit.
That's lit. That's live. Shout out to everybody in the bar if y'all can hear us right now.
Shout out to everybody in the ATL. Shout out, you know what I'm saying?
We got 42 people watching right now.
I haven't even paid attention to it.
I'm telling you, we got 42 people watching right now.
It's a little emotion, baby.
So last question. So wait, before we move to the last question, if you're here, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Don't cancel me. Actually, here you go right here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's in the bar. Oh, no, that's the little code. Hold on. Is this the big code? Here we go. The big code right here. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all live, right? If y'all at the bar right now, wherever y'all at right now, please hit the QR code. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. We're going live every week. We're growing and we're building every week. These shows are getting better and better. Over 100 in the bar, man. That should be 100 subscribers right there, man.
Yeah, man. You know,
give me the 725, man.
If you don't mind, you know what I'm saying. Just go ahead, pull your phone out, let the QR code hit. Just go ahead, tap that.
Check it out. Like, you buying drinks, it's free.
It's free
to subscribe.
It's free to subscribe. You out there getting lit. Your bar tab probably about $45-$50 already.
You're probably losing in pool. You're probably over there playing Flight Daddy. You're probably playing Flight Daddy in pool. And you out there losing.
On top of that, it's an inside joke. If you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, you can go back and see that story of how my father beat me in pool and I didn't like him no more. So
but my last question before we move on to WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure.
How well do you think Caitlin is going to do at the WNBA level?
I think she'll be fine. I mean, she can shoot the ball. If you can shoot the ball, whether men or women, you're going to be fine. You're going to have a place. You're going to do well, especially since she's going to be the number one pick, and she's going to have Aaliyah Boston on her team, who was somebody she played her junior year in the Final Four that was on that South Carolina team.
Which is the girl that was doing the commentating. Yes. And she interviewed Don, and Don was like, "We're doing it for you."
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Yeah. She'll have Aaliyah Boston, who is the reigning rookie of the year. That 1-2 combo is going to be insane because Aaliyah Boston can hoop. Then you have Caitlin Clark that's going to be coming off of those screens. So now Indiana might be tough because what you going to do? If Caitlin Clark proves that she's going to come off and bust these professional women's head wide open from three, what you think they're going to do? They're going to double team her immediately, and Aaliyah Boston going to go crazy. It's going to be, it has the potential to be a very deadly 1-2 punch in a W. But also at the same time, these are professionals. It's levels to it.
Right.
It's levels to it. Like you're going to have to run into a Diana Taurasi. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to run into a Jewel Lord. You're going to have to run into a Kelsey Plum.
You're going to have to show Sabrina ayahuasca.
You're going to have to run into
show
Sabrina.
Her that you can shoot better than her.
You're going to have to run into
Sabrina. Before Caitlin.
Yeah, you're going to have to run into Sabrina. Like, you're going to have to run into these pros that's been doing it at a very high level already. Like, especially, like just the aces alone. Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, like Asia Wilson. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to run into these pros that's been doing it for a while. So, yes, you did well on the collegiate level, but it's levels to it. Now you're in the W. So, it's going to be interesting to see how she's going to fare. Is she going to have the level of success that she did in college? I don't think so. But will she be successful in the W? Yes. And I think she's going to have a great rookie year. She gonna be mid. She will not translate as well. And don't come joining me when I tell y'all I told you so. Shut up. Move. I'm not. Take that off the screen. Like he's just trying to be different, dog. Like Mike's been pissing me off lately. What was the other thing he said in the chat where about it was somebody's dunk that he said was mid. Oh, Anthony Edwards dunk.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. This is gonna make me mad. Don't
relapse.
I'm not relapsing, man. He just want to be different. Like if you want to just be different, then say that. Like just say that, bro. Don't sit here and downplay greatness when you see it.
Well, yeah, I'm glad.
He probably thought Diana Taurasi was mid too. I mean, goodness, he probably thought Maya Moore was mid. Brianna Stewart. He probably thought Sabrina Ionescu was going to do trash against Steph Curry in the 3-point thing.
You ain't gotta talk to somebody that Caitlin Clark will embarrass.
Right, bro. Man, it just makes I just don't understand, bro. It's just so like I don't get the slander. Like it makes no sense to me, man. But teach its own, yo. I still love you, Mike.
So shout out once again to South Carolina Gamecock. Shout out to Dawn Staley for winning her 3rd title. We want you to celebrate. I know it's not hard. It's hard to kind of soak it all in when you got to move on to some other stuff right away. But hopefully them ladies got a chance to be able to soak in a championship. But
no, 1,000%.
Moving on to the next biggest thing. This actually probably was the biggest thing. So me and Chaz was talking, and I was like, I wonder why they make this championship game at 2:00 in the afternoon. I said that to me, that is so disrespectful because they deserve to be in the prime time spot. So I couldn't figure out why they made it, why they did that. And, Jazz even said, well, maybe it was because for WrestleMania. I said, nah, I mean, WrestleMania is pay-per-view, in a sense. I know it's really Peacock now, but, I don't think it'd be, but after what I witnessed, I understand probably why they moved. Well, I read the actual reason was because ESPN had the Astros and the Rangers, and ABC had American Idol that night. So I don't think
ABC or American Idol is on ABC now. It's not on Fox.
No, it's ABC because they were.
When that happened?
I don't know. They how they be changing networks. They gonna go to the highest bidder.
Right.
You know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So those two reasons why they had to put it at 2:00. I just thought it was kind of rude, because of course I think the final numbers came in that this did better than the men's by I think 3 or 4 million views.
3 or 4. I think it was 4 million.
4 million. Okay, so anyway, but after what I saw, first I want to give a shout out to Ross, a friend of the show. Ross and Dub for In the Clutch. Y'all go follow them. Everybody that's watching right now, go on your YouTube pages. Not only do I want y'all to give us a like and subscribe, I want y'all to go over there and give Kicking It with Ross and In the Clutch Entertainment. Oh, is it In the Clutch? In the Clutch.
You type in the Clutch, you'll see it. But also, what's Dub's YouTube? Is Dub?
I don't know Dub's channel. I can get it. You got it. Okay. So go out there and shout out to them. Them boys hosted. I want to say it was their first WrestleMania event at the theater here in Houston in the Pearland area, and I was able to be a part of it on Sunday. Excuse me. And for someone like myself who really don't watch wrestling, I really wanted to go to just support my dog because he supports us in everything that we do. I didn't want don't cancel me anything because I said it ain't about me. I want to go and just show some love for him for everything that he do for us and that he's going to do for us in the future. And I must say that wrestling might have just made a comeback this weekend.
Yeah, I heard a lot about it.
And it's amazing to me how much fun I had watching WrestleMania. To tie this in where we just came from, I didn't even watch the men's game yesterday. I wasn't watching a Purdue. I didn't watch a UConn because I was too busy. I had to watch Monday Night Raw. So I can get some conclusions to what I just witnessed on Sunday.
Right.
So, of course, now for those who don't know, WrestleMania now is a I think they've been doing this for a couple of years now. It is now a 2-night event. You have Saturday night and then you have Sunday night. Saturday night you have your match card with main events, and then Sunday you got your match card. So I wasn't able to see Saturday, but I do know The Rock and Roman Reigns, fought Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. And so The Rock and them won that night, which you know how the story gonna sell. You know, The Rock won that night, so you can only imagine what was gonna happen on Sunday night. But the fact that I was in tune with this event the entire time, it brought me back to the golden days. And since I've really stopped watching wrestling, I've only had this feeling one other time, and that's when we actually went to WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, which this is WrestleMania 40. So that means 10 years ago when we went to see WrestleMania, and we was at the one where The Undertaker took his first WrestleMania loss. Because Undertaker was undefeated.
Right.
He was 21-0. And so he fought Brock Lesnar that night and he lost. And we got to see Stone Cold. He came out on the 4-wheeler. We got to see Hulk Hogan, The Rock. It was such, and to some people, I read the comments, a lot of people said that was one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Now they're saying that this one might have really been the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I know you've seen the clips. I know you've seen the things that took place. Shout out to Ross and them again. Man, they had the stream set up, and Ross was running around the theater. He was lit, jumping up. They had fans coming. That was there, the fans of theirs. They had one guy. He came in. They gave a gift to the person that came the furthest. So they had a guy that came in, and he came in from Wisconsin.
Oh, that's lit.
He came in from Wisconsin, so they gifted him with some Beats headphones.
Okay, that's dope.
So yeah, I got the video. I got when I posted, you'll be able to see it. Just check it out on the Don't Cancel Me page. Probably in the next day or two, you'll be able to see the experience that we was able to have within the clutch. They said that they had their merchandise set up and everything. But the main event, of course, is what everybody came to see. Cody Rhodes. That's who you see on the thumbnail. That's in the middle. Cody Rhodes has just become the biggest WWE superstar that they have right now. And his story was so special. Man, people in comments and on my Facebook pages saying that they was crying. They was crying. I've never seen people be this emotionally invested into wrestling.
Right.
Samantha Irvin. I'm learning names now. Samantha Irvin. She is the announcer.
Yeah, I know who that is.
You can even hear the crack in her voice when she's like, "And no heavyweight champion." Like, she was so excited and so into it's so it's so into it. And I get to that in a little bit, TJ. It's so into it. It was really special to see. And I think about all the years I've watched wrestling, all the WrestleManias that I've ever seen, all the backlashes, the King of the Rings, all these events, Royal Rumbles, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Kane. I don't think I've never seen something as emotional as what happened with Cody Rhodes on Sunday.
I saw a little bit of it, so yeah, it was definitely emotional. That's dope though.
And it was, and then it not only do you, so it's like you're setting up the new generation. But then what did they do? So Cody Rhodes didn't have anybody to help him. He's been kind of fighting this thing with him and Seth. I think Seth Rollins was helping him a little bit. So everybody was like, even C-Sam was next to me, bro. He gonna come out with somebody. He gonna come out with somebody. He gonna come out with somebody. And so of course John Cena is the the new. What up, VA? Is it my turn to pick? But he was saying how you got the new generation with Cody Rhodes, and then what do? You have John Cena come out. Boy, he was old. Boy, he was running down that ramp looking old. He had that bald spot in the back of his head. And he fighting. I know I'm kind of going through a little bit fast, but he's fighting. And then what do you hear? If you smell, I don't care if he's a villain, he's a hero. You know me, and you know how I feel about The Rock. He is the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. And let me ask you something, because we were watching Monday Night Raw, and Chaz was watching it, and she was like, "Why did The Rock look so big?" And I was like, The Rock, he looked good to be, whatever he is, 40,
like 40 something.
And I see her recording The Rock, and then I go on her page and she put The Rock, The Rock, The Rock. I mean, is it Diddy if you don't get mad because just like I agree.
Is it Diddy?
Is it Diddy? That's why I wore this shirt, because I wanted her to be like Darrell.
I wanted her to say my name 3 times. Why The Rock get 3 times and I just get 1?
I'm just as swole as The Rock. Hold on now. Let me set up.
He could be in his 50s. I have no idea.
Let me go right there.
Yeah, go ahead. Make sure.
No, but I was like, man, let me say my name 3 times. Shoot. She said up here.
She said The Rock, The Rock, The Rock.
So no Diddy though. Is it like if you don't get mad, it's like, I mean, I can't get like this nigga do look.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like you lusting after the man,
right?
But you're just noticing what's the obvious. The Rock is swole. The Rock looks good for his age. He 51. He's 51.
I knew he was 51 because Chaz looked up his age.
No, he's 51, bro, and he looks like that. The dude looks amazing, bro. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's not like you lusting after him.
Yeah.
So
he said he do love that, but
that's crazy, Mike. That's crazy.
The Rock come out, it was crazy. Then all of a sudden you hear the doing. I lost my. I freaking lost my. That's when I turned into like everybody else that was in the theater, because everybody else was already standing up. Everybody was already jumping. But when I heard the dong, I was done. Because now the Undertaker, now
coming out.
You met the real final boss.
Yeah,
that was the real final boss. So all I like to say that wrestling has really made a huge impact, and I'm not gonna lie, I love seeing how people are so excited for wrestling, man. Like, I remember growing up with it, and I remember how big of a deal. And shout out to Triple H, Paul Levesque, whatever you say, but shout out to Triple H for everything that he's done. He said that The Rock reached out to him and pitched him this idea, and that they, and this is the storyline, and this is how everything unfolded, So, The Rock is on the board of TKO, which I think TKO owns the WWE. So The Rock is on the board, and then Triple H is over the WWE. So it's a new era in the WWE. So I actually watched Raw last night for a little while, and I don't know if I'm gonna get back into it on a daily basis, but I'm gonna watch it. And shout out to, like I said last time, shout out to In the Clutch. They said they're gonna do it every year, so I'm gonna definitely be there next year to support them again, because it was lit.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out to make that move out there too. Like that's dope. I mean, what Dub and Ross got going, man. I mean, it's amazing, and what they doing for the wrestling community and the love that they getting. I mean, they was in the WWE. It was a WWE commercial, correct? From the live reaction. I mean, come on, man. They doing amazing things. So yeah. Big shout out to In the Clutch, man. But yeah, I want to get back into it, because obviously watching their content, it makes you want to get back into it. But at the same time, I feel like it's so much that has happened. I would be so far behind. I wouldn't know, like.
But now is the time.
Now, but you're right. Now would be the
reset.
time.
It's always like a reset. WrestleMania, of course, is the Super Bowl. So now it's like, now Cody has finished that story.
Right.
And so that's what The Rock said. You finished. He told him this yesterday on Raw. You finished that story, Roman Reigns, but now our story is just beginning. And of course, The Rock was like, I got to go away for a little while. He about to go. He got to go film. He has to go film live action Moana, and then he also has to film. I'm sure it's getting ready to come up, Fast and the Furious. The finale, because he's going to be in that too.
on top of UFL.
Correct. Yeah, that day-to-day business. Yeah. So he did state even yesterday. He's like, I got to go away for a little while. But shout out to The Rock. He was literally on it almost every week for the last couple months, and he was killing it too with the promos and and just himself brought out the Versace shirts.
Yeah, he brought the Versace shirts back.
So shout out to The Rock, man. And then when he actually wrestled, it didn't look bad at all. And because I thought when he fought John Cena, it looked kind of
Black attitude. I mean,
we know he won't be going black. Yeah, no, he definitely won't be doing Black attitude, but he will be filming Moana, the live action version of Moana, and he will be filming Fast and the Furious, because I know Fast and Furious 2 comes out next year, I believe.
For those that don't know and they trying to figure out why Rail got all of this information, Rail is the movie guru of the Don't Cancel Me podcast. All of the A-list actors all of their agents contact Darrell on what they are doing. So this is how he has all of the insider scoop. He knows what's going on. They tell him what he needs to know so he can get it out to the people. So if you're looking for any movie, entertainment type of information, the 411, the stuff that other people don't know, Peachy Perfect is where to go.
And I will say this too, to answer TJ to answer my question, there will be no Black Adam 2 because the first one was trash.
Trash.
And then I didn't even see that TJ said he came down looking like the Peacemaker. I didn't even see that. And you know what? And I see he said this, and I'll say this before we move on to Cold World. He says, I know if we don't get a Godzilla versus Kong review soon, we're gonna have problems. I'm gonna give you something right here. I did go see Godzilla versus Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just spend a minute here. I'll say Godzilla versus Kong was a very entertaining movie. Mm-hmm. I went to see it by myself. It was about 2 hours long. It was, it's the Titans. It's Godzilla, it's Kong. It's a Predator versus Apex Predator versus Apex Predator. And of course, this movie didn't have a whole lot of human interaction. They let the Titans be Titans, and most of the movie took place in. Have you seen Godzilla? Okay, so most of the movie took place in what is that other world where Godzilla went to? Not Upside Down. Half Earth. No, not Half Earth. What is it called? Wherever that place that they go. Where
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name.
Where they dropped off. Where they dropped off Kong. He got to meet some more monkeys. He got to be around other gorillas. But he got to see other gorillas and stuff, and it was awesome. It was dope. When they're in that other world, you can see that they're all kind of the same size. But when they get brought back to Hollow Earth, thank you. When they're in Hollow Earth, that you get to see them fighting with each other, but you don't realize how big they are until they get pulled back into real life. And then it's like the little monkey, like the little baby monkey, the little baby Kong. He looks like a baby Kong the entire movie until they go back to Earth. And he's massive. So I thought that was pretty cool, but it was a good, fun movie. If you liked all of them, you see, I think it did really well at the box office. I think it did almost $200 million. 300. It was like
I heard people tell me that it was good.
So. It was like a box office miracle. So shout out to Godzilla and Kong. I don't really know where they go from here. But it ain't like it's real. So we'll see.
Torn, Rail did not get the Michael Porter Jr. podcast clip yet. Matter of fact, since he brought it up, let me just do this.
The one that was beating on women?
No.
Michael Porter Jr. Which one's the Rocket player that was beating on the girls?
That was Kevin Porter Jr.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. and he's in Greece.
I seen that. They said he went from hooping in the NBA to a high school arena.
Yeah, he hooping in Greece, which he's hooping in a league that's like he's hooping in a club that's very well known. I just think he's on a lower tier.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know how that's working. But yeah, Michael Porter Jr. has a podcast, and it went from like basketball players to
one of them Porters.
He interviewed an adult actress.
Oh, Michael Porter, the Nuggets. Okay,
yeah.
The light-skinned brother.
Yeah,
I got you. I'm tripping.
Bro, it's just a quick thought. Michael Porter Jr. need when you start interviewing adult actresses, like you just need to stop because now you like low key federal because like he's talking about how he's heard stories about all of these NBA players' weird fantasies and what they do, and it's kind of exposing. He's doing a little bit too much. He's talking like there was a clip that Torrance sent me about it, and he said like how he's heard stories from players, current and past, who they're straight men, but they've done so many things with so many beautiful women that they've gone to trannies now, and I'm just like Michael Porter, he
dry snitching,
like you gotta stop, you legit like. This is stuff that is supposed to be confidential. This is stuff that stay in the locker room. You speaking with a porn star, and you having a podcast conversation about it that a lot of people are gonna hear. You like, yeah, you're not saying no names, but come on, bro. Like Like, just stick to interviewing basketball players, interview some of your actor friends, interview some of your musician friends. Talk about your brother and how he over here doing the unders and telling everybody else, and that's why he out the league. Like say stuff about that.
Is his
That's
show
weird,
only?
bro.
Is his show only just talking with adult stars, or he just had an adult star?
No, he just had an adult star guest. He's had multiple other, like, he's had basketball players and other people, but now he has an adult star on there, and they like he low key just like airing out like stuff indirectly, not naming people, but indirectly saying like NBA players doing this stuff. Like, it's weird to me. Like, bro, you got a podcast, interview your homies, interview like your celebrity friends, but when you come into stuff like this, like, come on, bro, somebody needs to get this man like a PR team immediately, or get him a better one. Like, because that to me, that don't make no sense. I don't understand why he doing that.
My quick take on that is that you dry snitching. First off, you know, and two, you ain't telling us nothing that we already did not know. We know
they doing. We know these
niggas like, weird.
But like that stuff, like, just leave that up to interpretation. Leave that up to people's imagination. Like they doing weird stuff, but don't come out here and confirm it. Like, come on, bro, you doing the most, man. But that was when I saw that, when Torrance sent me that clip, I was like, what is he doing, dog? Like, focus on winning another championship. Do what you need to do with the Nuggets. You don't need to be doing podcast interviews with adult stars, airing out people's stuff. Like,
so let's stay here with the quick thoughts, and let's stay here because I wanted to discuss it. I'm glad you brought it up because it's something very similar to what you just said.
Okay.
So, have you heard about Gerard Carmichael?
I heard a little bit about Gerard Carmichael.
So
I heard a little bit about it. I don't know much. I heard a little bit about it.
From my understanding, because I ain't got the article up, I think I got a clear understanding of what happened. He has a show that's on some channel, and it's a documentary or whatever. First of all, whoever don't know this, Gerard Carmichael is gay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cat's out the bag. He's gay. Okay, so Gerard Carmichael is gay. Gerard Carmichael went on, he was on his documentary, and he specifically stated how his white boyfriend, how him and his wife, he got these fantasies of his white boyfriend and how he is the slave and the boyfriend is the slave master and he's sucking on white toes and stuff. Some stuff just don't need to be said. Some stuff just don't need to be said. So Charlemagne the God. So I had a feeling it was Max, bro, man. Thank you for. Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm sorry, Flight. I'm sorry. This your close up. Go ahead. My bad.
What are we doing, dog?
On his documentary, talking about that bull crap. How he was attacking, not attacking, but going after. He was going after Dave Chappelle and his trans jokes.
Bro, listen, man. Everybody got a lifestyle that they want to live, and it's not for me or anybody to judge, right? It's not for me or anybody to judge, but like, come on, bro. Like there's some stuff that don't need to be out in the public eye. Like, leave that in your journal. Leave that in your circle with the people that you trust. Leave that in your closet. Leave that there. You don't have to bring that out. You can't leave
in the closet if you came out.
You can come out, but you ain't gotta tell everything that you be doing with it.
Like, just that closet, you bring your bags with you.
Once again, the whole thing about Michael Porter revealing all of the NBA player stuff, leave that shit up to imagination, to interpretation. We already know once you come out the closet, you probably have a different thing, bro. Like, that's you. You don't have to, like, I don't understand. Like, you don't have to make everybody else love what you're doing. You don't have to make everybody do that. If that's what you do, more power to you, but you ain't got to make everybody be a part of your stuff. That's just different to me, bro.
Like, I agree with that. And that's why it's kind of upsetting to me where we've gotten here. Because Torrance says, to sidebar, the Carmichael Show is one of the best black sitcom shows, top 10 easily.
I just saw that he had a show not too long ago when I logged into Max.
I watched it. The Carmichael Show was funny. It was political, but they was poking fun at a lot of things and a lot of issues, but it was really well written. It was I agree with that 1,000%.
I mean, I've heard that he's a genius when it comes to comedy. Like, I've heard that a lot of things. Like, as far as like that's what I've heard. I don't necessarily know.
I've seen his stand-ups. I'm gonna say that he is great when it comes to producing shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, there's a difference when you get on the stage and you gotta write joke. I watched the few stand-ups he's got. I just don't get the same from it.
Got you.
And
Makes sense.
This, I think the clip that I'm talking about, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he said it at a comedy show.
I heard he said. I heard him say something like he tried to like shoot a shot at Tyler the Creator too.
Yeah, we can go move on. I didn't hear that, but yeah, I don't think he's funny on stage. Too. But as far as what he did with the Carmichael show is a show that I feel like should not have been canceled or whatever it was. But yeah, I don't think he was funny at all on stage. But yes, he was great in the Carmichael show with Lil Rel and what's my OG name? David Allen Greer.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's a great show. If you ever get a chance to check it out, I do recommend that to anybody. But
Tom, if you got some liquor, everybody that's in the bar watching, I know y'all got something.
Come on. Well, what we at? We got 52 people watching right now, man. Pour up a shot glasses, man. Let's go, man. We having a great show.
Even if you pouring up a shot of juice or whatever, just take a shot with us. Let's just indulge.
So,
all right.
Tiffany Haddish was on it. Yeah.
Let's get to it, man.
You want to start?
Let's get straight to it, man.
Let's get to it now.
Let's get to it. I mean,
this happened after WrestleMania.
after WrestleMania. I mean,
so we did this in order. We talked about what happened in the basketball. Then we went to WrestleMania. Now this happened Sunday night. Go ahead, brother.
So, as we all know, Drake and J.Cole, they came out with one of the biggest songs in first person shooter. J.Cole had a verse talking, who is the big three? Is it K. Dot, is it Aubrey and me? And then Kendrick comes out. Future and Metro Boomin dropped they album. They got a song with Kendrick. Kendrick says, fuck the big three. It's just Big Me. J. Cole drops a surprise album on Friday. Starts shooting shots at Kendrick. But not so much like I want this beef, just more so as a warning. Just warning shots. Nothing too crazy. And then on Sunday at his Dreamville Festival, he apologized for the rebuttal that he had and this whole quote unquote beef that there is. He apologized for it and basically like saying it's not him. So real. And knowing all of this, how do you feel about all of this? Is it squashed? Does Drake need to still make a rebuttal? Is J. Cole wrong or right for this? What is your thoughts on this whole situation?
You want me to go first on this?
Yes, I want you to go first.
Okay. So that's
because I have my opinion, but
right. Yeah. You asked me a couple different questions.
Yeah, I did.
So I guess I'll answer. How do I feel about? Let's go in order. How do I feel about the original diss song that he dropped? Because at first, when he dropped it, that's what I was planning on this episode being. Who had the better verse? Mm-hmm. Shout out to them Texans. Who had the better verse? I'm not gonna lie. Cole's verse was sneaky good.
You went back and listened to it?
I went back and listened to it again because I was too busy jamming that Big Glow. Because that Big Glow was bumping.
Shout out Big Glow.
Shout out to Big Glow. Shout out to her on the Shannon Sharp podcast too.
Yeah,
that could be a whole other podcast we can talk about.
For sure.
That girl funny, man.
She funny.
But all jokes aside, I was listening to Big Glow. And so I was kind of going back. Like I hear everybody talking about, but I woke up. I'm such a fan of Big Glow. I wanted to hear her project. I've been waiting on her to give me something like that. So when I went back and actually listened to it, I'm like, okay, J. Cole really eating on this mug.
He was talking
and I'm not the biggest J. Cole fan.
Mm-hmm. And once again, for those that are new, you may hear that and be like, what? How can you not like J. Cole? Rel has spoken on this before that he's when he listens to music, he looking for the turn up. He ain't looking for all of the bars and all of that stuff. Deep rap.
Not necessarily looking for the turn up. I feel like you can do both.
Yeah, he wants somebody that's versatile.
Right.
He don't want somebody that's one way the whole way.
Right. So like you got, like an Andre 3000. Yes, he got really good bars.
He can rap, but it's not somebody who you want to listen to. Right.
I'm not fit to turn up. I'm not fit to take a road trip and put on Andre 3000. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Cole, I can listen to Cole. I like Cole. I like the Dollar and the Dream Cole. That's anyways.
Okay.
Cole World. That whole side. But anyways, so he killed it to me, in my opinion. But fast forward, you go to the apology, and of course, the apology has the whole hip hop world split because you have some people that say, why you can't apologize in a rap beef because that shows a sign of weakness, and then you have the other side that says, if it's protecting your peace, then so be it. That's the side I'm on. That's the side I'm gonna take on this. It's like I stated when we talked about the big three when Kendrick Lamar first dropped it. It's kind of a continuation for me on that subject. Rapping and beefing, rap is a competitive thing. Everything in life has a form of competition. If you get what I'm saying, rap is a 1,000%, but it's not like sports where I have someone in front of me and in football, I have to move this human out of my way to get to my goal.
Right.
In basketball, I have to get around this human to put the basket in the hoop. Or vice versa, I have to stop this person from reaching their goal. That's not what the music industry is based on. So yes, are there competitive elements? Yes, there are, but it's not a competitive sport. So I say that to say that you don't have to get into a rap beef to define your career.
Right.
They have a sport for that. It's called battle rap.
Right.
You don't have to get into a back and forth. It does not define you to just because you needed to respond. And I think he really didn't want to respond. But when it's kind of like he said in his apology, it's like people just you gotta say something. Even what you just say about Drake? Is Drake gonna respond? Like you get all this pressure that you have to say something. Because I agree, and this is why I like J. Cole's verse a lot better than Kendrick's, because J. Cole spoke nothing but facts. Because if you wasn't even dissing, we wouldn't even be discussing you. That was the main point I was making when we were talking about this the other week. I know Kendrick got bars. I know Kendrick make good music, but it seemed like lately he only comes out when he has something negative to say about somebody, or trying to put himself up on a certain pedestal. So if you wasn't even dissing, we wouldn't even be discussing you. So I think J. Cole did what he had to do that was right for him. He if it don't sit right with your spirit, then you don't need to succumb to all the pressures that's around you. So yeah, see, D Brown said K. Dot killed you. I don't think he killed J. Cole, because I think
we know where DB coming from,
right? And he's acting like Mike right now. But he didn't kill, because all he said was F the big. Because this is what I'm hearing. So it can't be both ways. Because what I'm hearing is, J. Cole only really caught a stray. He really wasn't talking to J. Cole. But then you came on the same side saying he killed J. Cole. All he said was F the big three. I'm the big me. J. Cole said your first album was trash. That is more of a direct shot.
Yeah,
what he say? You fell off, but you still doing shows like The Simpsons?
Yeah, bro.
That if you really break it down bar for bar, because Kendrick was, and I'm not saying Kendrick can't kill J. Cole, but what I'm saying is that wasn't his intentional target. No, K-Dot verse was on a better beat.
K-Dot's verse was on a better beat, but it was also, I feel like, going directly at Drake.
And it was intended for Drake with a little bit of Cole, where Cole's was intended for Kendrick.
For Kendrick, because he had people in his ear saying like, respond.
Right. So I'm sorry I'm long-winded. I want to hear what you got
to
say.
You good.
But I all in all, and Jay Horn, and I remember we were talking in the chat, and please write in here so people can see what you had to say too. But I understand from a competitive standpoint. I definitely get it, because I want to make sure I'm not clear. I'm not saying rap is not competitive. That's not what I'm saying. It has competitive elements to it, but that's not the basis of it. Like a sports. Sports is based on competition, but in music, you can get to where you want to go without having to beef with people.
Yeah, I agree.
So that, I guess that's the point that I'm making. You can't get to where you want to go in sports unless you got to go through some people. So all in all, if that's what he felt, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's not who you are, then you don't have to change for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not who you, that's not what's in your spirit. Then you don't have to change for folks, because that's what they want you to do. People want you to do that. He didn't want to do that. You can tell, because he even in the bar, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a diss, but I'm also gonna give you flowers. I'm gonna take a diss, but I'm gonna give you a little flower. Yeah, your first album was trash, but this one was a classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I that's my take on it. I just think, if that's what he was in his spirit, I actually respect it a lot more to not having to deal with peer pressure. Because you listen to everybody else, they get you. What do you think about all these other beefs? I know this is a little extreme, but people like Pac and Biggie. Like, you think they were people rap? Nobody in rap was beefing for fun. Correct me if I'm wrong, but can y'all give me a rap beef that was for fun?
Drake and Meek Mill.
They didn't like each other.
I mean, I feel like I only say Drake and Meek Mill only because they made up.
Well, okay, but in that moment, they did not like each other. That's what I was saying the other day. There is no rap beef that happened for fun. I don't like you, so I'm going to rap about you. There has not, in the history of rap, I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Please, somebody correct me. But there was no there was no beef over fun. When Nas dropped Ether, he hated Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
When Ice Cube dropped No Vaseline, he was sick of Eazy-E and NWA.
Yeah.
When Pac, F your click your cane, like, he started off the song like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pac started off on one. So I just, when people are rapping and they get into these beefs, it's because they genuinely don't like. It's kind of like comedy too, like all the comedy beefs. They're not beefing to see who could tell better jokes. They beefing because they don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
So Cole doesn't have that hate in his heart or that dislike for him to have to go to that level. It's simple.
I feel you.
That's all. I'm gonna hear what you guys say. I'm sorry for being long with it.
No, you good. No, you good. My standpoint was, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I feel like if it didn't sit right with you, like, yeah, shout out to you. More respect. Like, it didn't sit right with you. That's something, like, that's a mental thing. Dealing with mental stuff, that shit it's a beast. So it didn't sit right with your spirit. You fix that. I get that. The whole K-Dot thing, I never felt like it was a shot at J.Cole. I felt like it was more so a shot at Drake. J.Cole caught a stray because Kendrick said, fuck the big three. It's just Big Me. That's the biggest one I heard that was directed towards J.Cole. If anything, J.Cole drops a surprise album just to get people ready for his next one. You drop this little EP or whatever the case may be. You drop this little surprise project. And if you want to take a little stray at K-Dot just for it, do that. Like, but you didn't really have to come back. But like he said, he succumbed to peer pressure, and it is what it is. I mean, but I agree with you. But also, I'm also competitive. And on a competitive standpoint, hey man, you shot back, and then you just wait to see what happened. Like, because I really feel like, I honestly think that I don't think K Dot or J. Cole will take it to that level. I think K Dot and J. Cole are actually really cool in real life.
So you think this is the first friendly beef?
I think I'm not gonna say friendly beef. I think they really cool in real life. Like, I don't know. I think all three of them, like, they cordial.
I think Cole. I think Drake and Kendrick are not cool at all.
They may not be cool. I don't know shit about it, but I feel like Kendrick. I feel like Kendrick and J. Cole are way more cool than Kendrick and Drake. So, like, if Kendrick and J. Cole was to go ahead and have a friendly battle, I feel like it would just stick to rap. To your point of beef, like, there's no friendly beef. Like, it always gets to that level. It always gets elevated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like theirs would have been the first one where it's.
That's what I'm about to say. So you're saying they would have set a precedent.
It would have been strictly rap. I don't think either one gonna go after trying to find them and shoot them. Like, I think J. Cole and Kendrick, they just really up there in the rap game, and they just would have battled it out. If J. Cole wouldn't have said nothing, it just would have been back and forth until they would, like, oh, okay, it is what it is. Then it would have been like, oh, okay, this person didn't respond after X amount of weeks, then it's done. But this whole thing, I feel like Drake is the one that needs to come out. If anything, J. Cole apologizing kind of like, I guess, kind of like, not save Drake, but it gives Drake even some more leeway, I guess. But I never felt like K Dot really shot a slug at J. Cole. I felt like J. Cole caught a stray. And I'm glad J. Cole responded, and I'm glad he apologized, because it's for him personally. Like, I don't know what he was going through after that shit dropped and how he was feeling the next, 24 to 48 hours. I don't know that mental stuff. I'm not going to call anybody weak for doing that because it messed with their mental. But in a competitive standpoint, I wish he would have just kept it going, because, I mean, I haven't been this invested in something like a rap beef in a minute. And going between J. Cole and Kendrick, that's something worth listening to. So I'm indifferent about it. I mean, but once again, I can't reiterate it enough. If he had to do that for his mental, for his spirit, I'm not gonna sit here and tell anybody to not do it. Like, if you gotta apologize for your mental and your spirit to get back right, do that.
And I feel like people that are saying, I think, people are so worried about what other people are thinking to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for I can see D Brown say, it's weak, but it's weak to you because
like that's your preference. Like, and like nobody is gonna sit here and like, oh, DB, you are like, no, that's your opinion. It is what it is. Like,
right. But it's one of them things too where there is no precedence for this friendly rap battle that I'm keep hearing that, or it's just all music. When has a rap beef really been all music?
Right.
Like when how can you have a rap beef and not get personal?
Yeah.
How? And I think that's what Cole was talking about. It's one thing to make music and to rap, and it's one thing to take. I don't think he liked saying that man album was trash or whatever the case may be, or you fell off. Yeah, the bars was hard, but you have to get personal. I have to talk about your grandmother. I have to. Pusha T had to talk about no, his homie, Drake's homie, the one that's sick.
Oh, 40.
Thank you. Yeah. You have to, because the toxic world that we live in, that's what's going to drop. Because it's not going to be, you can come up with the most clever bar, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be like, dang, you heard what he said about your partner? Gucci Man and Jeezy. Or smoking on Pookie.
Yeah, he smoked on his pot. Yeah, bro. Like,
you have to get that disrespectful.
Nah, like to DB's point, I don't think he's mentally weak for a rap battle. I just think it didn't sit right with his mental because he was going at that man's career. And he has a lot of respect for K-Dot's career. So when you go ahead and say that, like, nobody would ever heard it with you if you ain't start this whole thing. When you go ahead and say, yo, like, your album was weak, this, that, and the third, I think going at that man's career is kind of crazy. Well, like that, it was not kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy to him. Like, and that's he didn't like that, I guess.
And correct me if I'm wrong. We all here, we all talking, 58 people watching. Y'all, let's tune in. I want to help me. See, let me know if I'm wrong on this.
Mm-hmm.
Rap battling is a different art.
Yes, I feel like it is.
It is a different art. So you can't. So yes, he probably don't want to go into a rap battle because that's not what he do. So that's like an alligator. That's like an alligator grabbing a lion. Or no, excuse me, an alligator grabbing. Let me give me like a rabbit and dragging him into the water. Why? Because you're taking him into your domain. A rabbit can't swim in the goddamn water.
See what you're
saying? So when you're trying to grab him, you're trying to get J.Cole to come into your territory. Your territory. That's not what he does. So just because somebody can make stuff rhyme, don't mean that they are a battle rapper. Because if that's the case, I know Charlie Clips, Hitman Holla. What's the one that start with an A? Oh my God, the battle rapper that starts with the famous battle rapper, but Conceited. I love watching battle raps on my page. Them boys get really disrespectful.
Bro, like DB, bro, like
rap is not a battle rap is a competing sport.
Why are we weak because we said like that's him, that's what he wanted to do? Like, bro, if you feel like it's a weak move, that's on you, bro. Like that's fine. Like, it is what it is. Like, you want that beef, you want all of that smoke, you like the competition. Like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I wanted to see the competition, but shit, if he want to apologize, that it is what it is.
And you missed what I said too. I said rap has elements of competition to it.
Yeah,
I said that. I'm not saying that it's not competitive at all. Rap definitely has competitive aspects to it, but it is not a me line up against you. It can turn into that, and there has been times in history that it had to go. 50 Cent and Ja Rule, do they like each other?
Nah, I don't think they like each other at all. Also, this is rare. I'm just thinking about it. Where did this come from? Like, why did K-Dot start shooting shots? Somebody help me understand that, because I don't know what caused K-Dot to just come out and start shooting at Drake and J. Cole catch a slug. I don't know why. So I felt like it was random. And to Jay Horn's point,
Kendrick needs to get relevance. This is what he do. This is what he did. The same thing with Control.
Rap is a competition, but it's not a versus competition. That's why they end up beefing and hating on one another. But it's not about music. Exactly. Like, yeah, it's competition because, yeah, obviously you want to outperform somebody else. Obviously you want to sell more records than everybody. Yes, that's the competition thing. But as far as like taking it to the beef standpoint, is like, to your point, real, that shit could get personal quickly. And to Jay, honestly on J. Cole's, I don't think J. Cole got personal. You know what I'm saying? I think he kept it strictly music, which was quote unquote the warning. He kept it strictly music. He said your first album was weird. He said if you didn't bring up that verse, you wouldn't be like, he kept it strictly music. And that could be another thing. We don't know what J. Cole's reasoning was behind apologizing. We just know he said it didn't sit right with his spirit. Maybe he probably thought deeper than what we thinking. I don't know. But to Jay Horn's point, yes, the rap sport is competitive, but it's not versus. Yes, you want to outperform your colleagues in there, but it's not like they line you up every week and say, this is this. That's what that's what battle rap is for. When you're a mainstream artist, you're just trying to outsell everybody and make your money.
There's a branch of rap that's a versus sport.
Yeah.
Wait, so Jay Horn said, can you put that up for me, Flight?
Yeah.
And it's real rap beef. It's not about who has the best music ever. It's always who got the most money, power, and who can be the most disrespectful.
Yeah, because it can get very, very disrespectful. Like, bro, that rap battle shit get disrespectful.
Think about all the greatest diss track. So, all right, so let's go here. So, what is your favorite diss track of all time?
I mean, It's either got to be between Ice Cube's joint. Was it no
Vaseline?
No Vaseline,
mm-hmm.
or the second joint, Drake's diss to Meek, because that shit was he's talked about how he waited and how he made it right above him. Like it was the Drake diss to Meek was crazy. It's got to be between those two. Honestly.
I think I like back to back.
That's what it's called. Thank you. I could just hear the song. I couldn't think of the title.
Okay, I forgot that was the second one. See, when you said second one, threw me off, but I forgot that he did drop one.
The
before
first
that.
one was
he gave his warning shot.
Very subtle. He gave a warning shot and waited for Meek to respond, and Meek never responded. And then he backdoors with back to back, which is even crazier for the name title. He went back to back on the diss. Like, come on, bro.
Drake moved into the same neighborhood as Kanye, then talked about it on the song, trolled him about his wife so bad they ended up getting a divorce.
That's real beef.
That's real
about. Beef. Like, and Kanye to this day still like he always bringing Drake name into something.
And let me tell you something about back to back too. And I'm probably gonna. I don't want to agree with you, so I'm gonna pick something else. But
no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Charged Up. Thank you, DB. Yeah, but
that was the first one. Yeah,
but the thing of back to back, I think I mentioned this. I feel like we was having this conversation a couple weeks ago. But when your diss track is nominated for a Grammy,
it's insane.
That means your song was one of the best songs of the year. And every club that you go to, you had to hear. Am I tripping? Or didn't he play back to back at a concert and had nothing but Meek Mill memes?
Back. It was
Meek
like
Mill memes.
It was like
in the background.
The beginning of the whole Summer 16 thing.
Yes, when he had Meek Mill memes playing in the background.
Yeah, bro.
Like that is next up. But I'm gonna probably have to go with I'm probably have to go with the Ether.
Ether was crazy.
Ether was crazy. Ether was crazy.
What's a Drake diss towards Kanye? Like a whole song.
That's that song he was about to drop, but Jay Prince said no.
Jay Prince told him not to drop it. No. So it's like
I still want to hear that mud, bro.
Whatever that was, Drake said, like when he was on the shop with LeBron, he said if he would have dropped that, it would have gotten to a whole nother level that nobody would want it to get to. Like,
hold on, Flight.
Nobody.
Hold on. You just brought up a good point. What did Drake say about that too in that same interview? That he had to go to a very dark place
to go and do that.
And
he said and Drake said that's not like him. Because he said like after he played it, if Jay Prince tell you not to drop it,
it gotta be bad.
It's gotta be crazy, bad. Right? It's gotta be crazy. Like why the beef is cool, the rap battle is cool, but it ain't got it gets to your point once again. It can get there. And if he would have did that, because Kanye and Drake, like to Jay Horn's point, they got real life beef. So if he would have dropped that, it would have been some crazy stuff going on that nobody would ever want to see. Because he light skinned. It's DB. DB just want to see. DB want the rap battles where people
toxic.
Die. He toxic as hell. He want to see rap battles where people die. Like that's crazy.
He want to see people die.
that's what he want to see, bro. Like battle that until he shoot at you. What? Well, here might go being different. Jake weak as hell himself. He not built like that. I mean, whatever the case may be, he still had a song that was crazy that was not dropped. Like. I mean,
but the clone Drake,
the clone Drake is crazy.
Hey man, no Diddy, man.
No. What is that?
Deadly owned by Diddy.
Oh God. You got a whole Diddy. Never mind.
Nah, that. But I'm gonna say to close it all off, or if we are closing it off,
we can.
To close that part of the conversation off. I think.
Each his own, DB. If people think the shit is weak, people think the shit is weak. We aren't here to change anybody's mind.
I'm just here to give you what I feel like.
We just gave our opinion. Doesn't mean you got to change it. Doesn't mean you got to agree with it. It is what it is. People think it's weak. People think it's weak. Some people think they liked it. Like it is what it is. He still dropped the song. Me and Rel agreed that we thought his verse was fire. And also another point, I think I'm not saying that Kendrick's verse wasn't hard because it was. I think what makes it harder is the beat that it was on. and the energy that was given
that
off of
song
that.
fire. I played it when I DJ the other day, and that mug really do
that
bump.
mug goes.
Even LeBron was at the game.
Bro,
I seen Drake like the.
I'm not saying that Kendrick verse ain't live because Kendrick verse is live. The song live, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that J. Cole didn't drop no damn bars. He just did it on a very chill track, and that's how J. Cole raps. That's J. Cole's style. Kendrick likes that energy shit. He'll get on some energy shit and go crazy, i.e., Control. So
Jay Horn said, "All I know is J. Cole ain't weak and will kill all your favorite rappers lyrically." Well, Jonathan, he won't actually. He won't kill him.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Actually, he won't.
I'm about to say, bro, you just said that but I see what you did there.
Yeah, he won't.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I just think it's a little extra.
Yeah, man.
If that's not like you, it's not you.
Yeah, I feel like all of it is blown out of proportion.
I respect it more for not.
He did his thing. He did his thing. Like, it is what it is. It's like it's over. Like, yeah, he ended it. He got a lot of respect for K-Dot, and he didn't want to be in it. That's why he apologized. It is what it is.
Now, okay, now, I do have one more question with this. I guess we can make this the last question for this subject.
Okay.
What if? Hey, someone scan the QR code. Let's go, man. Shout out, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you for that. Now, what if Kendrick Lamar goes at Cole again?
If he goes
at the apology,
if he go, I mean, then once it that's gonna be crazy.
Now we get into bullying.
Now you bullying now, bro. And now J. Cole, now we all gonna be sitting here saying fight back, right? Because you can't just allow somebody to shoot a stray at you. You diss back, then you apologize, and then he comes back with a whole song about you, and you don't go at him. Like you would have at that point. I feel like he's obligated to, and I don't feel like he would I don't feel like he would succumb to peer pressure. I feel like that would be something that he would like. Yeah, okay. He didn't I respected him. I gave him his flowers and everything. That's why I apologized. This, that, and the third. But now you're going at me. Now I got to go back at you and really go on the track that I was going to go on.
But
I feel like that's what he would have to do.
But can you after you already apologized?
I mean. You can do, man. There's people that do that backtrack and do shit all the time. Of course he can.
That's true.
Of course he can, especially in this day where everybody's like they're gonna cancel you. There's people that's canceling J. Cole right now, and then J. Cole could come out with a verse that will go crazy, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, J. Cole killed K-Dot. It's over." It's simple because people are just so flip-flop. They just go on with whatever's hot. That's it. People will go whatever hot. It's not too many people that are just going to give people they just do without flip flopping. You know what I'm saying? He will have a mental breakdown and run away. Like what? Look, DB is the prime example. Let J. Cole come out with something crazy.
Speaking of breakdown, I'm so sick of Meek Mill.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sick of Meek Mill and his whining and crying. I am so sick of him, bro. We ain't gotta be here long. I just had to say that. I'm so sick of Meek Mill. You want to talk about a career being over? He ain't been the same since back to back.
He hasn't.
He has not been the same. And then
he made sure he went to Drake and say, "Hey man, we gotta get this song."
Yeah,
man.
They all make up with Drake.
Song, man.
Chris Brown, they all make up with Drake. They all make up with Drake, bro, because Drake is the hottest in the game.
Do you think it's a Jay Prince effect?
I think it's the he popping.
I think he popping.
Well, what I mean by that, I guess, is that he's a ticket. You know why? You don't cut off somebody that can take you somewhere.
True. Yeah.
He like Meek Mill is crying. I was looking at you seen the whole thing with Wale. Now he going after people who don't even say nothing publicly.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm so sick of Meek Mill.
I never understood. Meek Mill killed K-Dot in the battle. What battle? What are you talking about? What battle?
I don't know.
Meek Mill killed K-Dot in the battle? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Meek Mill is trash. I don't know.
Drake having a good album in years. That's why he had to team up with 21. Let's be honest. I mean, what are you going off of? Your preference? Because I mean, the man is still at the top of the charts. Bro, then broke Michael Jackson record. I mean, what you like? If you going off your preference, then yeah, he ain't had a good album.
Like, Jay Prince so gangster. I ain't gonna lie, you. I'm working on getting Jay Prince on the show because I got a couple questions for him. Because it's just
I don't even have questions. I just want to listen.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But I gotta ask my questions for him to get to talking so that we can listen. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna try to facilitate when that happens, because we're gonna speak it to existence. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
When that happens, I just want to facilitate the podcast type shit. I just want to listen though. After that, I'm gonna facilitate, move it. I'm gonna be a true host where I just try to keep us moving along. Like, I know he only gonna have a certain amount of time, and I'm gonna make sure that we stay in that time.
I'll make Jay Prince laugh, bro.
He gonna be like, yeah, you better. Boy, you just watch out. Just watch out now, young fella. You stupid, but just watch out, young fella.
Hey, watch out, man.
Once he say that, I'm be like, all right, real. Next question.
I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm be like, Jay Prince, do I gotta check in? I live in Humble.
Yeah, he definitely go. Yeah, bro. He ain't go like that. He gonna give y'all the questions to ask him. No bullshit, DB. He probably will.
That Jay Prince probably gonna be live.
If Jay Prince gives me some questions to ask him, I'm gonna ask them. I'm not. Yes, sir. You got it.
I see y'all got y'all little podcast going, man. Yeah, I'm just glad I could be here to help. Bro, gangster niggas always goofier than what people think, bro. I think I get that. I have Jay Prince roll. He gonna like, won't you come out and join me and my little family? We're gonna be at the address. Won't you pull up? Shoot, you think I ain't going?
You ain't got to worry.
Yeah, let's find somebody to watch David. We're going to hang out with Jay Prince. We're going to hang out with Jay Prince.
You understand how, bro, what?
We're going to hang out with Jay Prince.
Yeah, bro. That shit'll be lit. That would be a hell of a time, though.
Yeah. But
shout out Jay Prince, man.
Hey, last thing. This is completely off hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how true this is.
Okay.
But I seen like there was a new grading scale in California for like school, school. Did you see this?
I think I seen it, but I didn't know it was for California.
Yeah, I think it was California. I think it was California. But if it wasn't, I'm sorry for getting the state wrong. But did you see it was like 84 to 100 is an A?
That's crazy.
64 to 84 was a B.
That's even crazier.
44 to 64 was a C.
What?
24 to 44 was a D. And 0 to 24 was an F.
This is why we're in the situation we're in now. They just letting people just do whatever.
I'm jealous. I would have had a doctor's degree.
Duh, me too.
we'll be double doctorate.
Double doctorate, all type, double doctorate, quadruple masters. I had 8 bachelors. Like,
I'll be an engineering chemist,
bro.
I'll be an engineering chemist accountant.
Bro, I definitely would have been at the top of my class. Like, what?
What you would have been like?
Bro, dog. I'll tell you now, right now, if that was our grade scale, I would have a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, I would have been a geologist, marine biologist, financial advisor.
You got to throw law in there too. You got to throw law in there too.
Well, I would have been a
with doctor. You'll be a doctor. Dr. Real. Dr. Dorep.
I got 2. You got to call me Doctor.
Doctor.
I'm Dr. Darrell Petrie.
Oh, baby, you do that. Chaz definitely would say, Doctor. You got the 3 that you're looking for.
Yeah, here she in the chat now. After she just said the rock, and I got on a mustard shirt. She ain't said my name once.
She ain't said no. She just said she ain't going nowhere with you.
All she said was you took the trash out. That boy Mike said he gonna be a biometrics petroleum
geologist consultant.
Hey, facts.
I would have never explained my math work and took a 50% happily, and that would have been a C. You would have been good. C's get degrees.
Hey, that's what I heard. That's what they said. I'm mad. I ain't
got
got one,
C's
so
get degrees.
I couldn't even get C's. But anyways, I couldn't even get C's. But I just said, man, they're making it easy for these kids,
Bro,
man.
so easy, dog.
I said, man, you like
it was like what? Because we had A+, A, and then A-. And so they basically split up 90 to 100 and gave us three different.
Was A+ really a thing?
Yeah, A+. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I think A+ wasn't a thing anymore once you got to like a certain level. Like, I don't know, like middle school, I guess. I think it was more so like elementary. Like middle school, it was just like what, like 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 or 70, 75 to 79 was like a C, 74 to 70 was a D. Then anything 69 below was F.
Hey, facts, Steph. Hey, facts. A++ was definitely in the movies, but hey,
facts.
If you fell off the team,
oh, bro.
If you fell off the team, that mean you had to have a 0 to a 24.
You had, bro. Like you wasn't going to. You just wasn't going to class. You just skipped school all the time. Like you just
showing up gets you at least an F.
That's what I'm saying. You skip school all the time.
I mean, showing up at least get you a D.
Facts.
You know, what was D? 24 to 44? Come on.
Yeah, now. Come on, bro. That's easy work.
That's easy.
That's legit doing 10% of the work, bro. Nowadays. You're doing 10% of the work, bro. You got a D. You good.
You just gotta write your name on the paper. You can guess. You can take educated guesses.
If there's 10 questions on the test and you take educated guesses on all 10 and get 2 right, you good.
Showing up and putting your name on the paper should be passing. Facts. You definitely get 10 points for writing your name.
1,000%.
You're already halfway to an F. I mean, halfway through the F. Facts, boys, was going to A through C lunch. Nah. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, your back must be big. Anybody that was skipping lunches like that got big backs. Anybody that skipped class and went to lunch all day, y'all got big backs now.
Big backs. You hear me? That's crazy.
She said, I'm not hanging out with Jay Prince at the address. He might not let us leave. Won't y'all come with me over to my place and let me show y'all how the rich live?
You can't turn them down either.
You can't. Jay, Mr. Prince, I gotta go to work in the morning.
Oh, don't even worry about how much you get paid at work. I got Here it is.
It is right here.
Here you go. Matter of fact, how much you get paid for a week? Here you go.
It's Saturday. Jay, can we go home? It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
I called my dad. I'm in 5th Ward. I just don't know where I'm at.
That's crazy, dog. That
nigga just trafficked us.
That's crazy, bro.
Imagine your kid doing homework all day on the computer and get a 24.
He wasn't doing no homework.
What subject you scheduled? What subject you struggled with the most in school? That this grading scale would have benefited you on.
Science.
I'll use a okay. What about science made it tough?
Just boring to me. There was like certain things where it was like I was interested and I would get A's in that, and then there was stuff where I'm just like, this is stupid. There was a point in time where I was in remember like the gifted and talented classes where there was like all of the smart. There was a point in time where I was in like GT classes.
Oh, you was an X-Man
for science. I was an X-Man when it came to science, but I didn't like it. It was boring to me. And like the teacher was mad that I got out of that class because he knew I wasn't. It was just boring. I hated it.
Yeah, especially when science, like, and I see VA just put chemistry. I see especially when science went from biology to like biology and chemistry. You know, biology was interesting. You was dissecting animals. You were dissecting animals. You were splitting frogs up, looking at the heart, looking at the intestines. But then chemistry, I walked in class one day and the lady was like, "Today we're gonna learn the breakdown of water."
Yeah.
I was like, water?
It
My
was
life,
just
it was
stupid
H2O until I took chemistry. And I found out it's a whole other formula that goes with water. For me, see, I loved history.
I did too.
Because history was like to Flight's point.
It was interesting.
Very interesting. Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting.
History is very interesting.
I mean, obviously, it was like, well, it depended on who you had as a teacher. I remember my 10th grade history teacher. It was U.S. history. He was a football coach. He didn't teach us anything. He literally said, "You got a week and a half, 2 weeks to go ahead and complete this chapter, do all of the section questions, and we're gonna have a test." That was it.
I hate coaches that was teachers, man.
And it was open book test every time, bro. Like, teach me something.
You know another one that was crucial for me? Calculus. I know most people probably didn't get that high.
I didn't get there. I stopped after algebra 2. I had the option. I stopped after algebra 2.
I stopped at calculus. I didn't finish it, but it was tough. It was tough. When we had to learn about derivatives, I was like derivatives wasn't bad. And you know what? I tell people all this, calculus really ain't bad if you're good at algebra. Like if you're good at algebra, the calculus part is easy. It's the algebra part that's hard. So yeah,
that's another thing that I struggled with. Math and science, I failed that on the tax test.
That's tough.
Yeah, I failed math and science on the tax test. I failed the science. And I failed it my junior year. So remember, it was that like you couldn't graduate if you didn't pass it.
Yeah, because you didn't take a tax test your senior year. You had to take it. I did.
I had to take it in the summer.
So okay,
I took it in the summer. I took it in the summer. I had to go to summer school, and I took it in the summer, and I ended up passing it, and then I didn't have to worry about it. And I was able to walk because then my second, first semester, they put me in classes because they didn't get the scores yet, so I had 6 classes. Once I found out I passed, it was my second semester. I only went to school for 2 hours. It was weird.
I see Maurice said English. I never understood how people could fail English because it was English. You had reading, and it was so simple. Because you remember how the question used to be? You used to have to read the little paragraph they got, then you answer the questions. But what was the strategy that I don't know if your teacher told you? You read the question first and then go read the story, so then you can answer all your questions.
Oh yeah,
but you used to read, wherever it was answering directly to the story. But it was kind of easy, and the English itself was just a very easy subject to. Did y'all have to read Beowulf?
Yep.
I had to read.
And my assistant coach was my teacher, but
me too.
He actually was I feel like he used to be a professor in college for English.
So he was cold.
He was cold.
He was cold. Yeah,
he was cold with it. But he also didn't play.
Chad, y'all had to read Beowulf too, and what about To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yep, I had to read To Kill a Mockingbird too.
So Can I tell
you anything about them books? No.
Beowulf, I remember it being a good story. They need to make a movie. I think it's just follow the rule, talk a certain way, but it's not the proper way. I always got talked about for talking proper. So that's why I guess it was easy for me.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, so that English was, I always finish that test in 2 minutes.
We were at the Outsiders too, DB.
Looking back, this is the last thing I say. Looking back on it, you know how stupid a Scantron was? Have you ever seen a Scantron go through the machine, whatever machine it goes through?
I don't think I've ever.
Nobody has ever seen it.
Never seen it.
A Scantron was so stupid. You had to turn it sideways and then write your name on it.
And if you erase, you had to make sure that you erased it clearly enough so it didn't mark that answer. Right. You couldn't X out there. You had to make sure you used the pencil because if you used the pen, it definitely was over.
So Mike said you seen it?
What was it?
So yeah, so what kind of machine was it?
We all did, DB. If I see a Scantron right now, I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. If I see a Scantron right now, it's a wrap.
So Mike, answer me this before we get out of here. So for a Scantron machine, do you have to go in and hit the answers first so it knows what to grade?
I used to scan.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Oh, you was one of them students. You was one of them students.
She was the assistant.
You're a teacher assistant. You were one of them people. I used to Scantron. It's pretty.
Chaz made all A's in school, huh?
All A's. She the one that got the degree in his family. I'm over here doing podcasts. Shoot, I'm over here trying to make it in this entertainment world. She the one got the degree. Shoot. Wait, Mike looked like Scantron Scandalous.
Shut the fuck.
Hey, let's get out of here, man.
Get out of here. A Scantron Scandalous.
Let's get out of here, man. I'm going down memory lane talking about Scantrons.
Scantron Scandalous.
Hey, man, what a show, man. There's 60 people watching, man. How fun was that?
I'm not gonna lie. Going live on Twitter was a vibe, bro.
Nah, facts.
I didn't even know that was possible. Going live on Twitter. For those that have not done so, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Please. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We trying to get there, man. We appreciate everybody that shows us love. We appreciate that one person that scanned that QR code. We appreciate everybody at the bar with TJ that's watching, and those that may have subscribed already at the bar. We appreciate y'all. Man, this was a great show. We definitely gonna have to go back, go live on Twitter again. Did not know that was a thing. That's lit.
And for those who are on Twitter who didn't get a chance to,
let's
I don't know if y'all have space, but I should be getting up. But don't sell yourself short. Real life experiences and invaluable skill. So, for those who are on Twitter who's watching still, if you could go ahead and what am I trying to say? Follow the Twitter page. I'll go ahead and post the podcast link in there. I'll also upload the episode after we're done.
DB funny, dog. Oh man.
Hey, something on my heart real quick, bro.
I don't know if this is gonna be funny though. Go ahead, bro.
We was at Subway the other day, right? Say nothing, bro. Listen to what I'm saying, bro.
All right, bro. I'm listening. We
was at Subway the other day, right? Me and Chaz and Subway. I didn't even tell her this. This is just something I noticed and I wrote it down on my phone after. I was like, I'm gonna bring it up one of these episodes, but I feel like talking about it right now. We at Subway and we ordering our sandwiches. The dude, it was some Mexican people behind the counter. You know, they like, you know, what can I get you? Boom, boom. You know, so I told the lady what I want. So she rolls my sandwich. You know how the Subway, the chain line goes. It goes down the assembly line. You know, I want it toasted, so it's going to go get toasted and come back. Well, when they got to the register, they start talking Spanish. Mike, I did get the Petri special.
I'm about to ask that too, Mike.
But it made me feel a kind of way because I'm like, why was y'all talking English the entire time? Now when it's time to bill me, they want to talk. Bacon. And I was like, hold on, I don't know what y'all saying. Y'all niggas might be adding some stuff to my order. I was like, how rude is that? That y'all talk English the entire time, all the way till it's time to pay for it. And now I'm trying to figure out why my total is $39.42. Ma'am, I only got 2 sandwiches and some bag of Doritos.
Inflation.
No, Espanol. Because if I could understand what they were saying, my receipt came out in Spanish. Anyway, let's get out of here.
All right, take us out.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. It's been a pleasure, man. Thank y'all. We're gonna be here next Tuesday, right? We here next Tuesday. We live. We're gonna see what happens this week. Y'all be safe, man. I'm Petrie Perfect.
I'm Vito Flight.
And man, this is the Don't Cancel Me podcast, man. We out. Go Texas.